I'm sorry, not kindly not consider this. Lord, when the reason for imposition of the precedent rule is such that to bring that state out of the situation which resulted into imposition of precedence rule, maybe state requires to be reorganized. Then, my lord, the position cannot continue as it is. The President of India can take a call that the only solution of the problem is reorganization of the state. And your lordships are, my lord, the arguments repeatedly advanced was that there is a retrograde step. We were brought down from state to UT state. I will show, my lord, from the reorganization. It's a state for all purposes. It's a state with legislature, with only power of police with the president. It's a detailed state reorganization. Everything was factually wrong, that my consolidated fund has gone, my representation in parliament has gone, my election voting in president's election is gone. Specific statutory provisions are made. GST council is gone. These are the arguments which were. So, I am coming to that reorganization. The UT is essentially as much a part of federal structure as any other state. In a given set of facts, your lordships have, I don't want to jumble up, my submissions, but there are, submissions. What would be the contours of your lordship's examination once your lordship finds that 356 exercise was not to be faulted with? What happens thereafter? There would be a restricted scope of judicial review. That's what Bommai has said. It's a narrow compass doctrine. Your lordships are aware. I'll take your lordship through them. It is necessary that for some time this remains under union as union territory. And the Honorable Home Minister on the floor of the House has said that this is a temporary measure. Ultimately, it will become a state. But that's a separate argument, but I'll come to that.
Mr. Solicitor, this may be your answer as far as Ladakh is concerned, but converting J&K into a union territory, what has been argued by the other side is downgrading.
I must meet with them.
That argument, number one. Number two, is Article 356, the maximum tenure as prescribed is 3 years. We have crossed those 3 years.
At the time of, my lord, I'll answer that, my lord, but 2019 we have not, and thereafter, my lord, we are in a different regime.
No, I know. Now, as a union territory, that 356, that part will not apply because union territory is something different.
Yes, my lord. Therefore, my lord.
But if it was not a union territory, then that
would have crossed. It would have crossed by now. But for the intervention of 5th and 6th August 2019.
Yes, that's
yes. Lord, for your lordship's convenience, I have prepared, my lord, a chart. This is only section and the article and how it changes. It would be for quick reference, my lord, if your lordship permits. It's nothing new. Nothing new, my lord. But 367 application, my lord, is little confusing if we read from various pages. Therefore, my lord, we have just made a common kind of a 3-page chart.
As far as 367 is concerned,
only 367.
367, you've, because there was some deletion also in 367.
Therefore, my lord, please, my lord, it won't take more than 5 minutes, my lord. My lord, left-hand side is the Article 370 as it stood on the date of, my lord, Constitution coming into force. Correct, my lord? Right-hand side is as on 17/11/52, CO 44. My lord, the change made under 370 sub-article 3. Please see the color part. My lord, your lordships, I think, my lord, the Chief Justice is ahead of me, my lord.
Yes.
Always so, my lord, but even in this chart.
Explanation, right?
Explanation for the purpose of this article, the government of state means, my lord, this is replaced by Sadr Riyasat. Please see.
Right.
person for the time being recognized by the President on the recommendation of the Legislative Assembly as Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, acting on the advice of Council of Ministers for the time being in office under Maharaja's proclamation dated so and so. The person of for the time being recognized by the President on the recommendation of the, this is edit, the green part is addition, my lord. Green part, kindly, my lord, if your lordships can consider writing green part is addition. But please mark one thing, though, my lord, at that date, 17/11/52, the Constituent Assembly was in place. In 52, Constituent Assembly was in place, but only Legislative Assembly, my lord, was used while defining the state.
Right.
When there is a state, Legislative Assembly of the state, President on recommendation of Legislative Assembly of the state as Sadr-e Riyasat of Jammu and Kashmir. This is the first change.
But this was done pursuant to the recommendation given by the Constituent Assembly.
Correct. I have said so, my lord, in my written submissions as well. My lords are right. Thereafter, my lord, page 2, Lord, this is as on 14th May 54. The second change takes place.
Just one. This would be this amendment which came as a result of, this is under Article 370, Clause 3.
First,
The first exercise.
first exercise.
This is
Now-
this is under Article Clause 3 of Article 370.
The first one, yes.
Because at that time Constituent Assembly was there.
Yes, was in force.
So they then the pre
Recommended.
recommendation resulted in the amendment to the constitution. It got carried forward. Words which are not pre-consent.
May 1954, that is CO 48,
Yes, my lord. The entire green part is added, my lord.
under Article 367.
Yes, my lord. My lord, only D we have highlighted in yellow to, my lord, show to your lordships, my lord. I have already emphasized that reference to the legislature or the Legislative Assembly of the state shall construed as including reference of Constituent Assembly. So inclusive definition. So they were used interchangeably. Otherwise, my lord, this entire green part is added in 54 and its effect is given, my lord, on the right hand side.
Right.
It is the same thing and therefore I am not reading it, my lords. I have given the effect of the 367 exercise.